The thrust of higher education reform, what we have unleashed, is improving the quality at all levels of all kinds of higher education, as well as achieving bettering the research and innovation capabilities. So these are the two motives with which we are working, and we have taken up various initiatives. We have more than nearly 30 million students in. We are laying the emphasis on expansion of higher education facilities. So Modi government has started 7 new IIMs, 6 new IITs, 1 IIIT, 2 ISER, 1 NIT, and 1 new central university. So all this in 3 years is the largest expansion of higher education ever achieved by the government, which it has started itself. Second is, we are also trying as a quality benchmark. We are attaching all grants and help from government with quality benchmarking. That means under Rashtriya Uchchatar Avishkar Yojana, Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha RUSA program, we are giving 2 crore rupees to each college and 20 crore rupees to universities which have achieved good quality, to expand their research labs, to expand their basic facilities, academic facilities. That's what we are giving funds to. We have given nearly 3,400 crores for this, and more than 1,300 institutes are benefited. We have brought in national ranking for the first time in India. And now each university is vying with each other in a healthy competitive mode to achieve greater heights and greater rankings. So ranking has become a very success. We are taking a big initiative of creating 20 world-class institutes, world-class universities. They will be called Institutes of Eminence. Today they will be Institute of Eminence. Within 10 years they will achieve a ranking, world ranking of in the first 200 universities. The Higher Education Finance Agency is a big initiative to fund higher education. So budget is giving us 2,000 crore rupees. We'll leverage through market 18,000 crore rupees, making it 20,000 crore rupees. In the next 3 years, we'll push that for upgrading the research infrastructure, research labs in all universities and colleges. As far as research is concerned, we have taken 5 initiatives. First is imprint. So we ask research proposal in 10 domain areas, by professionals, by students, by faculties, by anybody. And we have finalized nearly 200 research projects for which we are giving 600 crore rupees help. And these 3 years, in 3 years, the research projects will fructify in coming out with concrete utilities and something. Uchchatar Avishkar Yojana is an industry academia partnership where now 100 projects are given by industry on which IIT teams of faculties and students working together. We are also bringing high quality professors from foreign countries. 600 professors from 58 countries have come here and conducted 1 course each. So and this year 800 more teachers will come.
What about the faculty?
Because I'm coming.
Because last year Delhi IIT had 400 vacancies.
See, there is 20% vacancy
and Bombay
in higher education scenario. So faculties we are addressing like this. IIT Council is jointly going and tracking good Indian students doing research in foreign countries, and from their 3rd year, and then they are bringing them back, and it's a good success. First year we tried, and we have a good success. We'll improve upon it every time.
When did this start?
This started practically seriously from last year. Then we have also started Swayam, day before yesterday launch. It's the first India's own MOOCs, open learning facility, in which now 400 courses are being taught. From July session, the registration is already open, and from 28th July, the courses will start. It is a lecture by eminent professor, material, tutorial, then there is an examination and certification. For in students, there will be credit also. So if you have to give 10 papers, you can give 2 papers in MOOCs mode and 8 papers in classroom mode. So that is also now possible. And it will be available not only online, but it will be also available on 32 DTH channels. We have also come out with National Digital Library, wherein 66 lakh books of thousands of libraries are digitized and put, so it is available on your computer. We are also starting National Academic Depository, dematerialization of academic degrees, mark sheets and everything. So no hacking, no faking, and no nobody can do Ranchod Das Chanchad now, because I am putting photo on degree certificate, and Aadhaar number also on degree certificate. So everything is now tagged. So there is no fake identity of somebody appearing for somebody. We are also coming out with National Testing Agency. Today CBSE is doing all kinds of exams, right from JEE to NET and everything. It is overburdened. They are conducting nearly 27 examinations in which more than 12 million students appear. We will create a separate national testing agency. From next year, it will start functioning and it will conduct examinations. We are also inculcating research attitude in students. This year, first year, we started Smart India Hackathon. And 42,000 engineering students participated in it. Team of 6 students worked on 600 problem statements given by 30 ministries, and they finally came out with practical good solutions on 200 of the statements given. So that's one good thing has come up, and they worked for 4 months on that. They worked hard. We are reforming UGC and AICT and NCT, B.Ed college regulator. So all the regulators, we are the central theme of reform is give more autonomy to the good quality institutes, regulate less, and regulate more to the not so good institutes, and still give some little freedom to move upward. So that's a reform.
Now, what about will it have any impact on the recommendations of the committee?
No, these are our programs which will take it forward. See, the committee under Kasturangan, with all good academic scholars and good committee, comprehensive, we have given them freedom to opt 2-3 more members or whatever way they want to cooperate. They have asked me 6 months. We have given them. We trust them. We don't interfere. So they have done their first meeting. We have given them all the inputs we have received for over 30 months. See, there is one difference. If you are creating a steel policy, a shipbuilding policy, or a port policy, there are limited stockholders. They are important, but they are limited. In education, every family is affected, and therefore the whole nation is concerned with this one policy. What is going to be happening in next 20 years? We are making policy for that scenario.
Our vision is only for 2 decades, sir.
At least 25 years next. See, after all, every generation will have a right to decide their own policy. I believe that policy must be revised every 10 years and must be made new policy after 20 years, because then only we go for a correct progress.
Now, there have been demand for universal curriculum. Is it feasible, sir?
No, there is no demand of such, because see, what is present scenario in school education, in higher education, the curriculum freedom is given to each university. We expect all universities to do real working in board of studies and come out with good curriculum and syllabus, relevant syllabus, they must upgrade their syllabus every year. But many universities don't do that. So now AICT has taken a lead and will create model curriculum and will upgrade every year. From this year we are doing it. We have given first curriculum, next week we will publish it. And then universities can adopt that also, or they can amend according to their preference. As far as school education is concerned, the curriculum is as per the National Curriculum Framework 2006. And there is, what we are saying is that there are cultural, regional, language and geographical variations in a large country like subcontinent like India. And therefore 30% of SCRT books contain their own inputs and practically 70% they follow the central curriculum by NCRT.
So there have been problems in NEET.
There was no problem in NEET actually.
No, last year twice it was held. Then this year this year in Warangal, second time it was held. In Gujarat and in Bengal, there's problem about language.
See,
how are you planning to tackle it?
We are planning to tackle it because it was a huge examination, 11 lakh students. So NEET was conducted very well and successfully. There was only one examination. At one center, if something happens, that doesn't mark the whole success of it. And second is that as far as regional languages papers is concerned, from next year there will be one paper.
One paper, okay. So will there be NEET-like exams in engineering stream also?
No. The AICT has discussed this idea and has formed a committee to work on it. They will be submitting report to us, then we will take a call.
Students coming off lower rank colleges, they don't get jobs. So how do you plan to tackle that?
That is why AICT is coming out with model curriculum, which they will upgrade every year. So colleges should follow that, universities should follow that. Then they will improve the quality. Otherwise there will be problem. But now students are empowered. They are looking into the peer review and they are also looking into the placement record. And then they are taking admission. So last 4 years, more than 500 engineering colleges have been closed by students not taking admission. We have not closed. We have only given permission for closure.
Any particular state where this has happened?
Everywhere. But particularly maximum is in many states. Practically all states it has happened. And 500, I will give you the list also. AICT has published it also. So 500 colleges were closed by the promoters or by the organizations which they started, because now students are not coming in low quality. That's a warning by the students that if you don't give quality, we are not coming to you.
Now coming to exorbitant fees, private colleges in general and particularly in medical colleges is exorbitant.
It's exorbitant fees.
Should profiteering be their aim, or should there be transparency?
Absolutely not. There has to be transparency as far as private college fees are concerned or private school fees are concerned.
Is the government going to take any action?
We are deciding on 3 things. That there has to be complete transparency. There should be no hidden cost. Whatever is your fees, totally what is the expenditure per child per year and how much will be the fees growing every year. There has to be a clear picture given to the parents. As far as medical colleges is concerned, part of it is deemed universities. So for deemed universities also, the court has asked us to form a committee and deciding somehow the fee, what is the justifiable fee. So we have formed the committee.
Now there was huge confusion this time over moderation in class 12 exams, in which ministry had ultimately had to step in. Now what will be the format next year?
No, I think, see, the best policy is that you must get the marks what you have, what you deserve, what you have written, not on moderation. So moderation is it started with marks like it started with grace marks, then it went in last 10 years there is a spiking of marks and so many things. So it's a worst case scenario. and therefore we don't want to encourage that. But this is entirely a decision to be taken by all boards together.
Okay.
So we want all boards to come together. This year they decided, but there was some hiccup. Now for next year they should decide now.
College cutoff percentages normally got very high.
That is because of
99%.
marks part, inflation of marks and spiking of marks.
So government is not going to step into that.
No, because that's the boards to take decision.
Okay.
Because all states are concerned.
No.
All should come together and decide.
Okay.
In the interest of the education, we'll facilitate.
Okay.
Will not intervene.
Okay.